Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for F1 2020, and today we are here for F1 2020, my team career mode. I can't wait to get it started, guys. You guys have been so excited in the comment section of every single one of my videos, and recently we did a vote where we were going to decide what team I was going to make, and I'll leave the results on screen right now. At the time of recording, the winning team by the smallest of margins is my own team, 97 Racing. A bit of wordplay on my own channel name, so Tom97. I've done a bit of wordplay there to make it look pretty cool and quite unique. It was neck and neck. Brawn and 97 Racing were side by side the entire way. They kept on switching leads the entire time, but at time of recording, 97 Racing has won the vote. So yeah, guys, we're gonna jump into things here for the start of this career mode. I want to mention really quickly as well, I did put out a vote to my viewers regarding the webcam, whether it's a good or a bad thing. So let me know in the comments down below. I have pre-recorded the first few episodes, so the feedback I take from this will only take effect in maybe a few races time, so bear with me on that one. And yeah, guys, one final thing before we get started: if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe for daily F1 2020 content. I'm going to be putting out loads of videos for you guys, tips and tricks, hot laps, setups, all that good stuff. So get subscribed, guys. I'm trying to race towards 50,000 subs. That is my target for the end of the year, and I think we can do it. So let's get on with it. Let's jump straight into F1 2020, my team. So here we are then in the main menu, the new looking main menu, and this year we have the My Team tab. We do also have the standard regular career mode. We'll jump into that at another video at some point later on today, but for now we're going to jump into My Team. This video is going to be focused on the creation of the team. Here we go then, boys. We're jumping into the My Team universe, the My Team menu, if you will. The first option you have to do is to customize your character. You have to do these in order. The game won't allow you to do them any other way. So first of all, you adjust your character. I've already made mine, so let's quickly run you through it. So we have Michael Schumacher's face. I feel like that's a personal touch for me. Michael was my favorite driver growing up, and he still is my favorite driver to this day. I've not supported anybody else since he's left the sport. It just doesn't feel right to me. Michael's my hero, and I want to have him in my career mode. So we're going to be using his face and his helmet for this. So I can't wait to have this in action. We've got, as you can see on screen, the black, the light blue, and a bit of white, and that's going to be the kind of vibe with the team colors this year. So yeah, it's going to be what I like. Very, very simple, really. Effective. It matches the colors of my YouTube channel, the colors of my Twitch, my Twitter. So it all runs in sync, and it's all the same thing. So for 97 Racing, this is going to be the color palette for the team. We've then got the gloves, again, looking very nice. You can adjust all of these things, guys. You have multiple options within this, as you can see. If we just quickly jump in real quick, you do have loads of options. You can customize the colors of a lot of these. And also, you will unlock more as you progress on the podium pass. We then move on to the character poses. I've gone for a very simple cross-arm pose. And then finally, the podium emote. I'm running, of course, the Michael Schumacher celebration for the podium. So very fitting with the character, and I'm really, really happy with this look. So we now move into team details. And first of all, we have to put in the name of the team. So we're going to quickly do that real quick. So I'm just going to get my keyboard out, and we're going to call this, of course, 97 Racing. I'm going to call it F1 team, just to kind of fill it out, make it look a bit more complete. I think 97 Racing looks a little bit empty, so we'll run with that for now. So the name has been registered. We're now going to go for sponsors, and we are going to have a list of options here, and there's multiple things to look at, quite a lot to take in. So first of all, we've got the sign-in bonus. So that's the money you're going to be given straight away, and that's money that you can invest in other areas, such as the power unit, and also a driver as your teammate. You do get a weekly income, so important to bear that in mind when it comes to progressing and improving certain departments, and also a goal bonus. So let's say, for example, this first sponsor, complete a full season, that's it, no real target, just complete the season, and you'll get a bonus of 2.5 million. Whereas if we go further up, you can see, for example, here, Slingshot Fuel, you get a bonus of 4.37 million if you get 15 constructors points in a season, and the signing bonus is slightly higher. If you go right towards the very end, of course, you can get up to 4.83 in a gold bonus, and the signing bonus is 5.2, but you need to earn 25 Constructors Championship points in a season. Personally, I'm going to kind of go in the middle. Reason being is because, this year things have changed. I know it's not easy to get a team to the top very quickly. and we are going to run quite a high AI difficulty to keep it quite realistic. So I feel like we're going to play it safe. I want to hit a target that's achievable. So I am looking at Shark. That could be a good option. A 4.9 signing bonus, and you've only got to get 5 points in a season, and it is constructors points, so the teammate points would count as well. So that's quite a realistic one. I think that could be achievable. Other ones that I do like the look of is the TriStar one as well. Achieve 2 points finishes during a season. That's again quite realistic. Overall though, the one that I like the most is either Slingshot Fuel or Shark. Slingshot has a really nice goal bonus, but it is 15 Constructors Championship points. Shark is only 5, but the goal bonus is a lot less. I'm going to play it safe though, and I think we're going to go for Shark. Reason being is because the signing bonus, which you get straight away at the bottom of the screen, that's immediate cash into the team. So we're going to go for that. So we have a big investment bonus, and we can crack on with things. So we're now going to move into the power units, and this is interesting because the price is really expensive. So if you bear in mind our signing bonus, we had 4.9 million. We can spend that accordingly. We could go for Ferrari, which is 4.1, which would pretty much deplete our budget and would leave us with very little money to sign a decent driver as our teammate. Whereas if we sign Honda, we could have a very strong second driver. So I'm looking at the options, and I can't lie, I'm fancying quite a few. Ferrari's off the table. It's too expensive at the minute. It's just too much money. It's really good power unit, but we can't afford it. I'm debating Mercedes or Renault. Between the two, I'm really not sure. There's not much difference in performance, but the durability on the Mercedes is a lot stronger. But I feel like if we went with Renault, we could get a much better teammate. So I think I'm going to go with Renault for this one. I'm going to take a chance here. It would give us a lot of budget to sign a second driver, and also potentially save some money to invest as well. And I feel like we can improve things a little bit. So we're going to go with Renault, also because I think it sounds the best in this year's game. So let's sign with them, and let's get them as our power unit supplier. So here we are then. We are on the teammate selection screen, and we have a very clear-cut choice. There's one that I want to make. It's very obvious, but I think it would make it very cool for the team to have this. So we've got Jack Aitken. He's the strongest driver available, 67 rating, I believe. He's the best one out of the bunch. He is a good choice. Guan Yu Zhou, Sergio Sete Camera, Matsushita. We've got Giuliano Alesi, but we also have Mr. MICK Schumacher. I can't lie, my gut is telling me we could go for him and have him and Michael race together. We've got Ralph Boschen, only 53 rated actually, quite surprising, and Delatraz. So some great choices again, because the budget is quite low thanks to the Renault power unit. We can get a strong second driver. Aitken is the strongest driver and the most logical choice. Also has the most expensive contract. But I think for storyline purposes, as we are racing as Michael, I am going to go for the obvious one and have Mick as my teammate. So once you get to the end of this screen, you can see on the right hand side, we do have $1.2 million remaining. So we could actually go higher on the engine. We could potentially run Mercedes. We have 1.2 million left in the budget, and that would allow us to get Mercedes power unit. So I'm going to change my mind, again, because we've got the driver we want. And this is where, of course, you can mess around with things a bit so you can maximize the budget. So we've still got $500,000 left over, but we've now got a Mercedes power unit in the back of the car. So I'm happy with that. A strong sponsor, a decent engine, and a decent driver who we can train up and make him very good. So I'm happy with that. We're going to confirm settings and get this show on the road. So we have now got to the end of the team selection. I've done the last few things off stream, if you will. First of all, you do the livery select. So you get given a choice of cars and you can change the colors of them. I've gone for this one here. So very simple livery. We've gone for the light blue, the slightly darker off blue, and the black as the 3 colors. Looks pretty clean. We'll add some more sponsors on it in due course, but for now it looks very barren and very boring, to be fair. We will adjust the sponsors in a minute. We'll add a few more of the same. We can definitely squeeze a few more Shark sponsors on the car to make it look a little bit more interesting. For now, I'm going to show you guys a feature. So at the start, you can't change sponsors. So if you edit the livery, you can see here you've got sponsor decals. So you can change the liveries, but the sponsor decals are locked off. It says you can edit your sponsors once you have finished setting up your team. Customization can be found within the corporate area of Team HQ. So we'll access that in a minute, and I'll show you guys how to get there. So yeah, for now, that's going to be the livery. We'll adjust the sponsors in a moment's time. Then also team badge select. I made it off stream. I made it a few days ago. I think it works. It looks like a T. which I really like. With the nice design, you can be quite flexible. There are quite a few designs this year, and I think it matches the team branding and the color quite well. So you can see at the top of the screen what the badge is. And then finally, the team colors. You can see them in the background. We've got the light blue, dark blue, and black as the kind of three colors for the team. I am debating switching maybe the black for white, maybe, or possibly the dark blue for white, to break things up a little bit, as a possible option. I think I might do that, in fairness. I think we're going to change this one for white, and I think that would look a lot better, maybe. Let's have a look, see how it looks. Yeah, I think we'll go with that. I think that looks better, to be fair, so we'll run with that. And yeah, there we go. The team is ready to go. Michael and Mick, if you will, but of course the first driver is myself, in my name, but I'm really liking this. Big fan of it. Let's get the show on the road and let's get things underway. And just to run you guys through the official settings for the season, we're going to be doing the full qualifying, formation lap off, race distance 50%, 105 AI level to start off with until I get used to the game a little bit more and understand the setups a bit better. Gameplay settings, we've got flashbacks on, park for mate on, simulation damage, safety car on, corner cutting on strict, race starts manual and high temperature surface and carcass, so the hardest conditions for me possibly, and all my assists, as you can see here, are off. So yeah, we're going to go max out as always the hardest possible way.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out though as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team though is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
This is so sick. Will Buxton sounds so good. Like, he doesn't sound too robotic. I really love it. Okay, so let's answer this question. Do you feel up to the task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team? So we've got, this isn't just about me, this is my team, and I'm 100% behind them. Together we're unstoppable. I won't lie, spend a lot of work and even more to come. I wouldn't have taken on tasks if I didn't believe in myself and the team. Nothing easy is worth doing. Okay, you know what? We'll go for this one. I think that's pretty realistic. You know, I wouldn't have done this if I didn't believe in the work.
Every team needs two drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates?
I mean, it's a very simple one, really, but it's not an option. So what we'll do is we'll go for. It was understanding the right fit for our team. I think that's the one that will work. Yeah, we'll go for that one.
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
Okay, interesting. So Williams, I believe, are bottom. Haas and Alpha Tauri a bit far down as well. I think we'll be cautious with this one and we'll just aim to kind of beat Williams. That's kind of the aim.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
Not great, I think. It's going to struggle a little bit at first. We'll say making the car as responsive as possible was one of our main goals. That's probably chassis. Sim data looks good, but we're not until they get out on track. Chassis balance. To be fair, I think if we say one of these, it would help boost one of the departments. So I want to try and go for one of these to boost things a little bit. So we'll go for making the car as responsive as possible, I think, was one of our main goals. There we go.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
This is the safe answer. It's going to be tough. We'll have a better picture after the first race. This Eras Bullock complexity into the power unit, so that's an engine one. A fresh pair of irons can find solutions in terms of reducing drag. That's chassis, and fuel loads are key. So both of these are engine. We might try and spread it a little bit. So I think I might go for an engine one, or I might go for a chassis one, to be fair. I think the engine's pretty good. We are running a MICK engine, so I think we'll work on other things, to be fair. Oh, it's aero. Fair enough.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
We've produced a really streamlined car. That's chassis or aero again. Light car, that's the same thing. Overtaking is all about power. That's engine. And F1 isn't just one race, it's a whole season. That's durability. Actually, I might go for that one, to be fair. It is true, and when we're being a new team, durability will be key. I've been waiting for one of these, so we'll go for that one, I think. We need that.
And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
This is like a free choice, to be fair. I've got a chance of gaining some free brownie points at a certain department. Engine's okay. We've done aero twice. We've done durability. Chassis could do some work, to be fair. I want to go durability again. I wanna make sure the car's reliable at first.
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's a wrap.
Well, there it is then. Absolutely insane. We are going to finish up here. So before we end the episode, the next one will be race 1 at Australia. But first of all, we're going to tackle some of the activities we have to do leading up to the first race of the season. So first of all, we've got loads of new tabs here. We've got the activities tab. We'll get into this one in a second. We've got some messages here welcoming us to the team. So we've got the RT department and Carl. But let's quickly assign some activities because we've got a few days here, as you can see, before the car reveal, and then we've got a few more days before the first race. So there's a lot of time here to fill, and it's important to maximize this. So each one of these will give you a different benefit in many different areas. Personally, I feel like we could work on the car. So there could be power and durability focus, or there could be aero and chassis focus. Or you could go for something else to bring in some more money, or possibly even train up the second driver. So lots of options. We'll save this one for after. I feel like we can do this one after the car reveal. Driver training camp, that would help us out, I think, and also the second driver as well. So lots of options. Really like this. For the first one though, I'm going to go for what I expect to be a weakness on the car, and that's the aero and chassis. So we're going to work on that and assign that as our spare time. So that leaves us 2 days, so we can't do any of the other activities. But we're not done there, because if we move over to facilities, we've got 500k left over. So I believe we could potentially upgrade these down the line. We don't have the money at the moment. You can see 2.5 million for some of these upgrades. It's a lot of money, which gives you an idea of how in depth this goes, and the investments you have to make. So like, we can't afford any of these, I don't think, at the minute. Yeah, they're all red at the minute. Literally every single one is just far too expensive. But this is where you upgrade, all the different areas of the team. So the chassis area, the aero area, the engine bay, all that kind of stuff gets upgraded. And you can also shut down facilities at the bottom right. You can see that on the square button. That's quite interesting. But we're now going to jump into R&D because we've got 1,000 R&D points already. So we can definitely invest, and we've got a few parts already on the way. So we've got 3 on the durability and 3 on the aero. So I'm guessing based off of the interview with Will Buxton, we've had some of those parts already applied, which is great. So we can add a few more upgrades on there. And we're going to kick things off with an engine upgrade just to keep a bit of balance. I thought that would be a good idea. So that should arrive for the Australian Grand Prix. Important to do these straight away before you advance time on the calendar, because that means obviously you can have these upgrades in time for the first race. We'll also add some chassis upgrades. We've got 500 points left over. You can see we've also got develop standard mode or develop rush. Standard has a 40% failure chance, so it's good to see that. It's quite interesting actually. We're going to go for rear floor under tray. I think that's going to help us out. We need a good rear end on the car, so we'll develop that as well. And there we go. We've used up all of our points. We've got multiple upgrades on the car already, which is really good. So I'm a big fan of this. We've got 3 of these. We're actually 4th in terms of reliability, so we're quite high up already. Aero-wise, we're still very far towards the bottom. Even with those 3 upgrades, we're a long way away. So it's a good thing we actually spoke about the aero department and gave them some praise. And yeah, there we go. We spent all of our upgrade points. We've got a few upgrades on the way. So we're now going to jump into the calendar and we're going to simulate time. So we've got all of our activities assigned, so we're going to skip to the car reveal. Right, so it's time for the car reveal. Here we are, it's the big day, but before we do that, we're going to quickly assign some more activities before the first race. So we've got 5 days, so we do have enough time for something. I'm going to go for a driver training camp to train up Mick Schumacher a little bit. I feel like he would improve quite a bit from that, and it would help him out. So we're going to go for that one, and that will give us some R&D points. So we've got 1,100 points once again with the the weekly running of the team and the upgrades that happen. The team improves, so we can afford a few more upgrades actually before the season even starts. These would be considered our pre-season upgrades. So what we'll do is we'll throw on another chassis one on the front of the car. Oh, we can't do that yet. Department capacity reached, so never mind. Can we throw on an aero one? Yes, we can. So we'll throw on an aerodynamic upgrade for the rear downforce, and that should arrive. I don't think it's going to get in time for the first race, so that won't be on the car for Australia. And I think, can we throw on a durability one as well? Not quite. We don't have enough points, 475, so we'll keep the rest of them. We're now going to jump into the reveal of 97 Racing. There she is. She's been unveiled to the public, to the press. It's official. 97 Racing is up and running. The logo, the team colours, drivers, helmets, it's all ready, good to go. We're going to advance time one more time now as we approach the first race. All the activities will take place. We'll gain some more R&D points thanks to that. And also the driver training camp will allow Mick to improve. We've now got 1,165 points. So we'll save those, we'll spend those at the end of the first race. But as you can see, we're ready to go to Australia, and that is where I'm going to end this episode, guys. So I thought this was worthy of its own episode to get all this out of the way, to explain everything, to show you guys all the new features, and hopefully you understand it. And yeah, that is it. Episode 1 is done. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, guys. I'd greatly appreciate it if you could sub to the channel. Like I said, I'm trying to hit 50,000 subs, guys, by the end of the year. That's the target. I want to try and smash it this year. So if you guys could support the channel and get subscribed, I'd appreciate it ever so much. And yeah, guys, we're ready to go for race 1 of the My Team career mode. Also, finally, check out 2 videos, guys, on your screen if you have missed them. Try them out. You might enjoy them. And that is it from me. And I'll see you all in my next video very, very soon. But until then, it's goodbye from me.